Before I call this meeting to order, I would have appreciated if gentlemen wearing hats would remove them, please, thank you. I'd like to call this meeting of the Festus City Council to order. Roll call, please.
Councilman Boyer,
Here.
Councilman Collier,
Jim.
there we go. Councilman Vins.
Here.
Councilman Cook is absent. Councilwoman Templeton.
Here.
Councilman Weiner.
Here.
Councilman Tenen is absent, and Councilman Dennis.
Here. We do have a quorum. Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I will entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda. Tonight's bills total $670,291.11.
So moved.
Second. Motion's been made and seconded. Roll call, please.
Councilman Vins.
Yes.
Councilwoman Templeton.
Yes.
Councilman Weiner.
Yes.
Councilman Dennis.
Yes.
Councilman Boyer.
Yes.
Councilman Collier.
Yes. Motion carries. I have two proclamations for this evening, and we will do them right now. Maya, would you please step up here, please? How will you do it? Good.
You know, I think it's okay if they don't, but you sure.
Whereas the city of Festus would like to pause and recognize Maya Hairston as the 2025 Girls Wrestling State Champion. And whereas Maya finished this season with a 45-1 record, ending her high school wrestling career with 155 wins. And whereas throughout high school, Maya received 4 state medals. Her freshman year, 6th place. Her sophomore year, 4th place. Her junior year, 1st place. And her senior year, 1st place. And whereas Maya is the first 2-time state champion in all of the school's history. And whereas Maya is a scholar athlete and an academic all-state honoree. And whereas this season, Maya was a 2-time folk style national champion and 3rd place Fargo National All-American. And whereas Maya has chosen to continue wrestling at the next level and has accepted a wrestling scholarship at Central Missouri State or Central Methodist University, where she intends to study biology and attending medical school after completion of her undergraduate degree. And whereas the city of Festus is pleased to recognize Maya Hairston for her extraordinary talent, perseverance, and hard work, including proudly representing the Festus School District and the city of Festus. And now, therefore, I, Samuel F. Richards, Mayor of the city of Festus, Missouri, along with the City Council, I do hereby proclaim March 25th, 2025 as Maya Hairston Day. In witness thereof, I have in hand and affixed the seal of the Festus City, Missouri, this 24th day of March in the year of our Lord, 2025. There we go. Oh, congratulations. Outstanding. I remember last year when you were here, I may have mentioned do it again next year. And you did. Congratulations. Thank you for being here. Ethan Cross. Ethan, how are you? Good, good. Oh, I'm fine. The city of Festus would like to pause and recognize Ethan Kraus on his prestigious and outstanding achievement of Eagle Scout. And whereas the Boy Scouts of America strive to prepare young men and women to make ethical and moral choices over their lifetimes by instilling in them the values of the Scout Oath and Law. And whereas son of Brandon and Cassie, brother to Colton, Ethan is a junior at the Festus High School and a member of Sacred Heart Catholic Church. He plans to serve in the U.S. Air Force and pursue a degree in computer science. And whereas Ethan is on the cross-country team and track teams, marching, jazz, and concert band, he is a junior member of the NRA, volunteers at Jefferson Barracks and the local food pantry. And whereas Ethan is with Troop 426 and has served as a den chief, troop guide, assistant patrol leader, and is an Arrow of Light recipient, he has earned 38 merit badges and designed and constructed an outdoor classroom for Festus High School for his Eagle Scout project. And whereas Ethan has enjoyed many adventures through Scouts, like flying an airplane, STEM camps, completing the mile swim, spending time outdoors, and giving him the confidence to help him succeed as a student and athlete and a Christian. And whereas the rank of Eagle Scout is attained by fewer than 4% of the Scouts, and it is an honor and pleasure to celebrate this honor with the city of Festus and its community. Now, therefore, I, Samuel F. Richards, Mayor of the city of Festus, Missouri, along with the city council, do hereby proclaim March 26, 2025 as Ethan Kraus Day. Congratulations. Thank you, Ethan. Congratulations. I made it to the Star Scout. That was as far as I could make it. Hmm?
Yeah. Call him on the phone. No, Justin sounds.
Remarks of visitors. We have a request from Danny Lapina, 793 American Legion Drive, to speak. Is Danny here? He is not. Therefore, we're going to move on to bids. Park Department, mobile restroom facility for the barn project.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, City Council. Tonight, I'm bringing you the mobile restroom facility for our barn makeover project. This was the original idea and standard idea for these venues that we are building out there. This will be accessible from outside the barn through ADA compliant sidewalks that will be just across the drive that goes up to the barn. So we've been doing some research and found a ton of different options out there, but we kind of all decided on one. It's in a $40,000 price range. I'm asking for 50,000 a night just for anything that may come up. As far as what we could gathered from the company, delivery and setup was included in that pricing. So we met the criteria for miles traveled. So we should be good to go.
Josh, will this be maintained by you through or?
So we'll do the inside cleaning, but as far as the pumping of it, we'll have to contract that out probably with All Weather. But I would think we'd probably take it out for a bid. It's time that anyways in the park system, we need to signify who we're using for portable water closets, because we have this company over here, this company over here. We just need one singular for events, just the normal ones that are throughout the system, and anything that comes up in between there. So I figured once we get this set up, we'll set up a contract with someone, take it out for bid, bring it back, so you guys can decide if everything's good with it.
I've seen one of those set up at a wedding this past, and they are really nice.
They were really nice. I mean, this is, like I said, every venue that is similar to what we're building out there, this is what they use. I mean, most of the time they're in areas where gravity sewers aren't a thing, and that end of town, it's hit and miss with sewer services out there. So I think this is our best bet for this barn project.
Yeah, I'd just like to add that, like we saw those young people come in tonight, and their future is here in Festus. And with the barn project that we did, I think we did a really big step in preserving the old red barn out there, because there aren't that many things left really in Festus. And if we keep tearing them down, there's not going to be anything left. But I think where it is right now, I think it's at a great starting point, and I can see great things for it in the future. So
Absolutely.
just want to add that
Yeah.
Good job with that.
Thank you.
Is there any other discussion? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve $50,000 for the purchase of a mobile restroom facility for the Red Barn project.
So moved.
So moved. Motion's been made and seconded. Roll call, please.
Councilman Weiner,
Yes.
Councilman Dennis,
Yes.
Councilman Boyer,
Yes.
Councilman Collier,
Yes.
Councilman Vins,
Yes.
Councilwoman Templeton.
Yes.
Motion has passed.
Thank y'all very much.
Ordinances and resolutions. Tonight, we have Bill 4811 on the agenda. Would the clerk please read this bill for the first time?
Bill number 4811, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Festus, Missouri, annexing to the city certain real property described herein, determining that said annexation is reasonable and necessary to the proper development of this city, and that the city has the ability to furnish normal municipal services to the area to be annexed, and specifying if the new boundary lines to which the city limits are extended by reason of said annexation.
Bill 4811 is now open for discussion. Could I have a staff report, please?
We were approached by the respective property owners, the three lots on Scenic, which are on the left-hand side of the road as you're headed north. And then later on, the property owners out there at the west end of town. Pretty standard annexation. The three lots, I believe, will later be combined for the purpose of building homes inside the city limits.
You talking about the area that's being constructed right now? On Scenic Drive?
And this would be across the street from the tenant homes that are on the right-hand side. This would be on the left.
Right, that's being the woods are being torn down now for the development.
Correct.
Okay, right before the Herky city
Correct.
limits.
Before the city limits, yes.
Okay.
Is there any other discussion? Is there any council member that would like this bill placed on the next agenda for the next meeting? Hearing none. Do I have a motion to suspend the rules and read Bill 4811 for the second time in title only?
So moved.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Hearing none, motion carries. Madam Clerk, would you please read Bill 4811 for the second time?
Bill number 4811, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Festus, Missouri, annexing to the city certain real property described herein, determining that said annexation is reasonable and necessary to the proper development of the city, and that the city has the ability to furnish normal municipal services to the area to be annexed, and specifying the new boundary lines to which the city limits are extended by reason of said annexation. Councilman Vins,
Yes.
Councilwoman Templeton,
Yes.
Councilman Weiner,
Yes.
Councilman Dennis,
Yes.
Councilman Boyer,
Yes.
Councilman Collier.
Yes.
Pull that string tighter.
Bill 4811 has passed. We also have Bill 4812 on the agenda. Would the clerk please read this bill for the first time?
Bill number 4812, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Festus, Missouri, authorizing the mayor to execute a contract with Jokers Paving and Contracting for the North Mill Street retaining wall change order, incorporating said contracts and documents as part of this ordinance and establishing an effective date.
Bill 4812 is now open for discussion. Staff report, please.
Thank you, Mayor. The retaining wall located in front of 119 North Mill Street has failed and is in need of repair. To ensure the safety of the nearby house foundation and safety of the pedestrians and vehicular traffic, staff proposes that we make the repair of the retaining wall a change order to be part of the North Mill Street Improvements Project that had already been bid out and awarded to Jokers Paving and Contracting. The reason for doing it in this particular way that we have it set up now, though, is that if we were to do it under the same contract, MoDOT would need to approve all of these items. We'd have to collect them, give reasoning and examples behind each and every one of them and submit them to MoDOT, and they would eventually get back to us on whether or not that it was approved. Jokers has had the pre-construction meeting. We already have the plans for the wall. This is very much ready to go, and the wall needs to be repaired quite desperately. So we are.
This wall been grandfathered in?
Grandfathered into what?
Yeah.
It's older than your grandfather, I
It
know.
looks like it would be their property.
So they did come back with that plat of the property, and it is fully in our right of way. And I guess it looks like the city built it with the construction of the street whenever it was put in. We are the current plans for it. I mean, we're going to take it down to a good point to tie into a good portion of the wall, as well as another 3-foot foundation, which is why I'm wanting to have it done with Jokers, because there's no way to replace this wall without also tearing up the sidewalk and street. And so this way we'll get this done. We won't tear up what our new construction would then be on North Mill, and then we can progress up North Mill from there.
Is there some way, or has it been done to inspect the foundation of that house, just to kind of know? I realize it's some distance from that house to this wall, but worst case scenario that they would say that somehow us disturbing that wall has impacted their foundation.
Go down and up on top on this side.
We could probably look into some inspection services. I mean, they offer inspection services for pre-construction, pre-blast, where they look for like cracks in foundation that already exist there. I think it would be worth it. We could definitely work something out, or we could have someone from staff who's familiar take a look and just record. I actually used to work for Vibratech Engineers and had to do pre-blast surveys. For the most part, it's getting pictures. If someone's painted into a crack, then you know that that's not a new crack. It's documenting well what is currently deficient and what was not deficient. And so we can definitely look into that.
Just my 2 cents. And it's an older house. I mean, stone foundation.
it's a stone foundation.
So once we do this, will we retain, it's gonna be ours or will it be the homeowner? It will be ours. And any future problems will,
It's ours and will remain ours.
okay, and this project for the North Mill.
Mhm.
With all so many dig ups we keep doing to that road. Will this all be eliminated when we finally do this road? No more water mains or anything, or is this gonna be as good as this one, or is this totally different?
I can speak only towards the water main, and that we have addressed all of these sections that they've either been addressed or they were sections that have been replaced in the past, and so they're confident that they don't need replaced. And now Spire has also gone through and done their replacements, so I can say that water and gas should be good through that particular section of street.
So Spire, are they finally done then? I know she loves them and,
No, they're not done yet.
but it'll be done before the project starts sometime in, when's it supposed to start? April?
Mhm.
End of April.
Okay.
Yep.
I know you'll be sad.
We're making targets out of the steel.
Is there any other discussion? Hearing none, is there any councilman who would like this bill placed on the agenda for the next meeting? Hearing none, do I have a motion to suspend the rules and read Bill 4812 for the second time in title only?
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Hearing none, motion carries. Madam Clerk, would you please read Bill 4812 for the second time?
Bill number 4812, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Festus, Missouri, annexing to the city certain real property described herein, determining that said annexation is reasonable and necessary to the proper development of said city, and that the city has the ability I'm sorry, I'm reading the wrong one. No one was gonna stop me?
You're on a roll.
Gee, I'm like, that doesn't sound right. I'm so sorry. Bill number 4812, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Festus, Missouri, authorizing the mayor to execute a contract with Joker's Paving and Contracting for the North Mill Street retaining wall change order, incorporating said contracts and documents as part of this ordinance and establishing an effective date. Councilman Vins,
Yes.
Councilwoman Templeton,
Yes.
Councilman Weiner,
Yes.
Councilman Tenen. I'm sorry, he's absent. Councilman Dennis,
Yes.
Councilman Boyer,
Yes.
Councilman Collier.
Yes.
Bill 4812 has passed. New business. We have a festival request and temporary liquor license for the 5th annual festival, Sigerblatt Festival for April 26, 2025. Chief, you have any input?
No, wait on me.
Yeah, the city, the Festus Police Department has no issues with it.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Well, we make this request every year about this time, so I included in that festival request is a request to close Second Street there from Bering Street not all the way to the next cross street, but really just close enough, almost the parking lot right behind our establishment there at 124 North Mill. I believe Mr. Camp also has signed permission for temporary liquor license, and I sent that off to the state today to obtain a temporary liquor license to sell and honestly, that's our smaller of all of our liquor stands. That's just for our, we have a meat of the month club, and that's just for our meat of the month club members, but we do like to give them a little bit of an exclusive perk for all that they do for us with their continued patronage. So we'd be taking over the park that day we all get there very early, but the official festival is from noon to approximately 9 o'clock, but it usually doesn't go quite that late. I'd also like to make a request if it's possible. I'm not sure how we work with the city's vendor for lawn care services for that park, but if we could maybe have that on the schedule to get that cut within a relatively quick, close time to that. Last time we did it ourselves. It was a little bit high right before that, but if not, we can always do it again. We don't mind going out there and cutting grass.
You're
Nice and
cheaper.
quiet. We are cheaper. But I don't know the intervals at which times they do cut the grass, but I think we did good. I think we made it look pretty for it. But unless council had any questions for me, that's my spiel.
Is there any other discussion? If not, do I have a motion to approve the festival request and temporary liquor license for the 5th annual Blot Festival?
So move.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Hearing none, motion carries. Let's have a festival.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, council.
We have a second festival request for the annual Art Walk, May 4th, 2025. Is there a spokesperson for that? Come right ahead.
Hi, Michelle Holmeyer with Festus Main Street Association, formerly known as Historic Tanglefoot. I know we've done this, we did it last year on a Sunday. Previous years were on a Saturday. And I sent out the email. I know that Mr. Camp received something from the pastor at Calvary. Last year we handled that. I talked with him and we made concessions so that they could get, it's mostly, they have a few elderly people and they just park in front because it's difficult to get in the back. So we did that. We made that last year. I gave a phone call, haven't heard back from that. I sent him a direct, or at least the church, a direct email also, stating we can do the same thing. So we leave North Adams open so that they can come down North Adams, and every parking place from the church down to Father Time at the corner is left open so that they can use them. And then after the church, I think they get out just before the festival actually starts. And so last year, Mike Graham said that he would help the ladies get off of Main Street. So he helps them get down to Hague and off of Main Street then. And Hague is generally kept open also because of Fredericks. Aaron gets a hold of me a lot when we have these events, and we leave the street open so that they can get cars down to Main and turn around and drop off their handicap or whatever people do. So I will make sure that I
Thank you.
get in touch with him for sure and speak with him and make sure he understands. We'll do the same thing as last year. I will say there wasn't anyone there last year, but most of them park in the back and that's what they do. So but other than that, we have artists and they're all going to be set up on the south side of the street. We'll have a food court set up east of Adams. So it'll actually, the tent and everything from JCM will actually be set up in front of Pogolino's. I've talked with Gene Scott, they're closed on Sundays. So we've set all that up and we'll have 3 food trucks. I think one of them's Pelham Pie and then a couple others that have been in the city before. The LaChance Winery is supposed to be getting a hold of the city to get their picnic permit and they will be at Bering. We will have 3 musical areas, I think 3 or 4. So, and that's all there is to it. Any other questions?
Is there any discussion? Any comment from fire chief or the police chief? Oh, okay. If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the festival request for the annual art walk on May 4th.
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Hearing none, motion carries. Have a festival.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Michelle.
All righty. Old business.
None, sir.
Councilman Boyer.
Yes, Mayor, thank you. Seeing where the relaxing in the park is going to be in again this year out of West City. They have put out the invitation to have a convoy of semis. I don't know how good that's going to be. Heavy trucks running around, in town when gonna be enough cars and trucks for going out there. So that's something we might want to consider on that. And the other thing is, Sam, your 80th birthday party was really a good time. Your wife done a fantastic job
Thank you.
of setting this up.
Yes, you did.
So, yes, we had a good time. Just wanted to tell you congratulations again on hitting that milestone.
Yeah.
That's all I have, sir.
All right, thank you. Councilman Weiner.
Congratulations on your 80th, Mayor. It was a nice time. Nice seeing your family and everything. Yeah, it was really a nice time.
Thank you.
We went out to Kreitz Park and did a little shovel for the splash pad out there. I think that's going to really be an enhancement for the youth of our community. That's something that, since I grew up, I mean, we were going up and down Main Street here because there wasn't anything to do. But I think this splash pad is really going to be a big deal. And I think it's going to have a lot of kids be able to have some fun out there. And the old red barn, I spoke about that, but I think that's fantastic that that's off and running too. West Main right here is looking really good. The sidewalks are running nice. The lighting is doing well. Be nice to see what's going to happen up there on North Mill. That should be proceeding pretty quickly. And let's see here. Oh, just one thing. I was over at the tennis courts the other day, Josh, and there was some like graffiti over there. Is that been taken care of yet, or is that still?
It's probably new.
Probably new.
Clean graffiti up at basketball and tennis courts about every other day.
Is that right? Okay. Okay. Well, if you wouldn't mind checking that out, I'd appreciate it. That's all, sir.
All righty, thank you. Councilman Dennis.
Nothing, sir.
All righty, sir. Thank you. Councilman Collier.
Congratulations, sir, on your 80th birthday. Sorry I missed it. Also, I kind of apologize for my lack of muting button skills. I think my fat fingers don't work too well. Other than that, that's all I have, sir.
All right, thank you. Councilwoman Templeton.
Of course, the birthday party was a good time. So thank you for the invitation. It was fun to kind of walk down your memory lane of everything you have accomplished in your 80 years, which is a whole lot of stuff. I'm glad that the retaining wall is getting fixed on North Mill. It just continues to look worse and worse. So I was glad to see that that's taken care of. And other than that, I'm just ready for the splash pad and everything to get moving forward. Do we have an update on the pickleball courts and the damage? It doesn't seem to be stopping anybody from playing stuff, so that's a good thing.
Able to tie it back up.
Yeah.
For temporary, but yeah, there was a small issue that caused that, so it'll be taken care of.
All right, that's it.
All right, thank you. Councilman Vins.
You all remember Brent Abrams?
Of course.
He called me and was wanting to know with the Peterings owning, you own West City Park out there. And I guess he talked to a few of the old timer of the Peterings, and they was wanting to know if there's anything we could do to put some kind of little dedication for their.
They have a plaque on the barn.
On the what?
They have a plaque on the barn.
On the barn or?
Yeah,
Barn itself.
the barn itself. Yeah.
All right, yeah.
And that hasn't been taken off and will not be taken off as part of the renovations. So,
Okay, he was just asking because they've, sold all the rest of the property and everything and so.
and the city paid for the property.
For the
Yeah,
property.
yeah. So,
All right, I'll let him know because.
I believe they're going to approach the park board sometime next month, with some questions, but, Barb and I had a chance to visit with some of the family members last week. And, it was 40 years ago.
Yeah.
And it was a transaction. And at this point, I think we would wait to hear a recommendation from the park board.
Okay.
Just as we've done with other park namings.
Right, he was just, yeah, I guess he was talking to him and they were just asking. So other than that, I have nothing else.
Bobby, you can take a picture of it and then show him, say, look how fast I got this done.
There you go.
The front face, that faces sunshine. So where the 3 basement doors are, right between the first and second door. Okay.
All righty, is there any other discussion? And I still have a hard time believing that I'm 80 years old. What? I am. And I'm Mary. Mary knows I'm 80.
I got to see some pictures. You were Mary's escort as juniors?
He was a senior.
He was a senior and you were a junior
Junior
to,
queen
to the
candidate.
queen candidate, to the prom, and I'm not going to even say or
home-
guess the year.
Homecoming.
Homecoming, okay.
Yeah. It-
Said that. Sands don't want the honor here.
It was 1963, I
Okay.
tell you that. No, it was in 62. The fall of 62 was when it was. But yes. I escorted Mary as a queen candidate. Okay. What's,
So that was hearing Mary is not as old, and that's what she's focusing on there.
no, I know, she's not.
It's here. But you all know though, as a senior, Sam was in the who's who for the best dancer. It's a great athlete as well, but I mean, he was the best dancer.
Oh, no, I have a thing on my leg that I can't hardly get around. Anyway, is there any other things we want to talk about? Well, everybody's doing a good job. The city is, we dodged a bullet on this last storm. And, yeah, knock on wood. And, I guess that's everything. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
It's been made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Hi.
All those opposed say nay. Hearing none, motion carries. This meeting is adjourned.